And we had to move. There was somebody stealing from us, and not just stealing from us, they were stealing from our children. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lining Up Ducks. I want to say thank you. When my baby last week, or my 3-year-old baby last week, was unresponsive, and she was breathing and her heart was racing, but she wasn't responding to anything. I've always told y'all that y'all are as much of a blessing in mine and my family's life as I hope to be in your life. And I knew exactly who to go to when I needed massive amounts of prayer very quickly. And I cannot thank you enough. Y'all showed up and showed out, and my baby, she's better and she's home, and we're still trying to figure out the infection, but she's back to herself, and I cannot say thank you enough. So I thought I would just kind of give y'all a bit of an update on kind of life recently, because things have been really disjointed, and anyway, so here we go. So Mary Claire went in the hospital last week for that infection. So we were in the hospital for a week there, and she's got to have a follow-up chest x-ray, I think tomorrow. So between her and I feel like we are pretty much living at doctor's appointments these days. I think they x-rayed every single bone in my body today, and I have an MRI next week. So I told you that I still have some weirdness going on with medical stuff. My reflexes are doing really weird things, like jumping when I'm not. It's like somebody's testing my reflexes with one of those little hammer things, but nobody's touching me, and my nerves are really sensitive, and it's just kind of happening, whatever it wants to. So I'll be, laying down, and all of a sudden it's like a baby startle. Like I'll just, jump, but it's all of my muscles and stuff in my body, but I'm sitting here going, okay, I didn't just tell myself to do that. So they are doing an MRI next week to kind of rule out MS, the lesions that, they look for lesions on your spinal cord and your brain. So we're just kind of jumping to rule that out. And I'm entirely grateful, because I think that's probably my biggest weight that I've got going on right now. On top of all of the doctor's appointments and everything else going on and the hospital stays, I feel like the spending in our household is giving me hives. I mean, like, I literally have gotten hives before, but I mean, it's going nuts. And it's all because I have gained 25 pounds. You heard that right. 25 pounds since January. And they can't figure out why. I don't seem to have anything wrong with my thyroid, and they have no idea. So I literally have had to completely replace my wardrobe twice in the last 4 months. And praise the Lord, I have long time had a capsule wardrobe, a very, very small wardrobe, because oh wow, I feel like I'm hemorrhaging money at this point, because I mean, literally I have gained 25 pounds in 4 months, mid-January to today, my doctor's appointment today, it was 26 pounds. And I weigh more now than I weighed 2 weeks overdue pregnant with my largest baby. And I basically hadn't changed sizes since I was 27, and I'm 39 now. So it's been a bit of adjustment. Don't get me wrong, I have zero problem with the added curves. I actually really like them. But where my problem is it's hitting me in the pocketbook like flipping mad. I mean, like crazy. I hate shopping. Cannot stand it. And shopping for me is even worse. And B, it's like, anyway, I would totally fine with the weight if I could just have expandable clothes that would not, that I could just like let out. But I'm hoping I don't continue to gain 7 pounds a month or 10 pounds a month for the next 6 months, because you won't recognize me by the end of the year. I'm really hoping they figure this out pretty soon. So I have a work day today, and babysitter has the kids, and they are having a good old time. It rained for a little while, so I just, I'm just trying to get, I have like 9 videos filmed that I've got to get out to you, but I'm working on it, I promise. But I'm also working on the product release of the Money Made Easy book, which I have all ready to, it's all packaged up and ready to start shipping out at my partner Amy's place. I have taken on a partner in my business to help keep me organized and help keep me moving in the right direction, because if I haven't told you before, I have ADD, and right now it's untreated. So that means I need someone to help keep me on track up to where I'm supposed to be going next. And she's amazing. She's been wonderful. So she's doing everything that I hoped she would do and more. So those and the envelopes, the books and the envelopes, hopefully will be ready to ship out starting July the 15th. So keep an eye. I was aiming for July the 1st, and then Mary Claire went into the hospital. So I had to kind of put everything on the back burner, and really the only thing I have left to figure out is sales tax. So if you're an accountant and know internet sales tax, please let me know in the comments below, because I am totally clueless. So what else? Well, Scott is gearing up to deploy, and so that means he has got lots of extra duty coming here, there, and everywhere over the summer. He's got a class that he's going to, so I think out of the 3 months of summer, he's going to be home maybe 6 weeks of it. But that's okay. That's what happens when you're gearing up for deployment, and there's a lot that he has to do since he's the JAG for the unit. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be done before they deploy. Ow! I just got bitten by an ant. This is like my favorite filming place, but I just got bitten by an ant. So we have changed campgrounds. Most of you know that we were staying on a military base in our local community, and it's the base that Scott's work is closest to. And we had to move. There was somebody stealing from us, and not just stealing from us, they were stealing from our children. So we have this, giant Coke bottle that we have been saving for our Disney cruise for the last year. And they did it really artfully. I mean, like really artfully, because it was very subtle. I knew how much money I had in it. I remember like how high it was, because I texted Scott that day that I got it like literally within an inch of the cap, and said, I've never gotten it this full before. I cannot wait to count it, but I gotta wait on the girls, because they're gonna want to do it with me, because they are so involved in the savings process, saving for the Disney cruise. It's gonna be just this huge family, just this really huge family celebration when we finally save enough. And, we save ones and change, and anything left over from all of our, cash envelopes that get stuffed every month. So like our, every pay period. So our groceries and household expenses and things like that. So I had done really good, and I had several $100s at the top of that. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm itching. I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. It was almost full within an inch. And I just started noticing that the level of the bottle seemed to be decreasing, and it's not possible that it was any of our children, because they can't open the bottle. It's too tight for them to open. I mean, it's even difficult with my arthritis in my hands for me to open it. So I mentioned it to Scott, and he was like, oh, well, it's probably just the kids poking stuff down in there and poking money down. So we left it for a little bit, and sure enough, I noticed that it was getting a little bit lower and a little bit lower. And so I mentioned to him again. And so we we're like, okay, somebody's got to be stealing from it. And the best thing that we could come up with is, you know, when we're on a military base, we are like really stupid sometimes about not locking our doors. You have that that feel of safety because you're on a military base. And it's not that, you know, we didn't lock our doors, it was just sometimes we didn't think about it. And the best thing we can come up with is that someone was either, because it sat right by our front door, so anybody that literally has been in our home or knocked on our door knew it was there. It was right in the middle of everything, so the kids were constantly encouraged to put money in there. And me and Scott as well, constantly encouraged to keep saving for it. And the best thing we can figure is that either when we have been gone or when at night, when, you know, the whole campground is asleep, somebody was opening our front door, taking the bottle out and taking some money out of the top of it and then putting it back in. So we decided to move the bottle to our bedroom and just kind of get it out of temptation's way and start locking our doors religiously, making sure that we did it every single time. Y'all, because mosquitoes are like nuts. Oh, I'm gonna have to show you these mosquito bites. Anyway, and within 24 hours of us moving the bottle, I woke up the next morning and it was a Friday morning, and someone had shoved a metal tent stake through the side of our RV. Yeah. Can you say I'm a little bit miffed about that? It's one thing to steal from me, a whole other thing to steal from my children, because it's very obvious that that was a children's savings jar. And y'all, these mosquitoes are crazy. And then it's a whole nother thing that when I catch you stealing from me, that you vandalize my home. So yeah, it was done at like eye level of me, and so there's no way that a child could have done it. This was a blunt-ended small tent stake, and it was forcibly, I'll throw a picture of it in here, it was forcibly shoved through the outside of our RV. And if you know anything about RVs, they're pretty tough. I mean, we've sat through 60-mile-an-hour hurricane winds in our RV, and she's great. So yeah, we moved. And I'll have a few videos that have still been filmed at the base that you're going to see, but we have moved down way out into the boonies. It's a really nice campground. It's more like a resort, an RV resort. It is in the sticks, but it's got a pool, and it's got a lake slide for the summer, and lots of fun. Like, Scott takes one of the girls camping every Friday night, just for some one-on-one time with the girls, and it takes one of the girls camping every Friday night. And so it is, you know, it's been great. It's going to be really great for the summer. We're not sure, you know, if we're going to stay in this area. Scott he loves his job, but we've been here almost 2 years. And yes, it is like, you know, COVID crazy going on in the world, but we still haven't found our place. You know, we've tried a lot of churches and haven't seemed to find the right fit for our family. And, you know, it's just been tough. I mean, just, you know, I'm used to momming with other moms and, you know, going through life. I mean, as a military spouse, you really get used to doing life with other military spouses. And this is a very transient base because it's a training base. So people are only here for like 9 months to a year. So I've really been struggling to try and find a community here. So we've got some friends in a commutable town that's really nice, that's smaller than where we are now, but it's still a nice sized community. It's a college town. And they're, you know, really lobbying for us to move there. So we're going to see. We're still praying about it, trying to see kind of what God has for us. And that's kind of what's happened, you know, in the last, you know, crazy few weeks of our anyway. We are still living slowly and intentionally, and with as little hurry and hustle and bustle as possible. And that is really helping just to kind of soak in the minutes that are not taken up with doctor's appointments and deployment preparation. So that's it. I would love to hear kind of an update on what y'all are doing. And thank you again. I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for my baby girl by praying. You know, when I needed prayers, I had access to 10,000 people, and I used them. I used you like I needed you. And it is always a blessing to have you in our lives and in my home, and I cannot wait to spend the next video with you again. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.